Reno here, your friendly neighborhood existentialist, and this is Artificial Constructs. Welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you may be. Walking in the cosmos, my friends. Um, we've gotten into a lot of topics on this podcast thus far, and I've only had a couple so far really uploaded. Um, we've gotten into feelings, drugs, religion. I try to stick away from politics. That's not really my thing. I mean, I do get into it, but I don't want to do that on this podcast. That's not what this is about. This is about existential thought. Now, do you even know what existential thought is? You probably do, but you don't necessarily know. You probably had existential thoughts. Just thoughts like, how do I know I exist? And how do I know anything exists? How do I know I'm not living in a simulation? Was that dream real? Let's talk about dreams. That's a good topic to start off with. I find dreams to be absolutely stellar. I mean, I'm a lucid dreamer. I remember my dreams very well. And there's been many times in my dreams where I've realized that I was dreaming. And then somehow you can change things in your dream, to fit it. I've been able to jump super high or fly or something like that, stuff like that. It's amazing, man. It's as good as doing fucking mushrooms. You wake up in the morning and just after you have a stellar dream, you're just oh my god, I can't believe what I just dreamt. It was amazing. And I don't know, have you ever had dreams where you had some sort of superpower where you lift cars or something? Of course, I've had the opposite happen where somebody would be trying to fight me or something, and then for some reason I'd go punch them, but it was moving my arm through mud. I had to fight against every single element in my way to be able to hit them, and then it would just be and they'd be yeah, okay, and then bam, fucking take me down. And so there's good dreams like that, and there's bad dreams like that. Cheers. Anyhow, so yeah, dreams are a wild construct, man. The fact that a lot of times you can't control them. That's why I called myself a lucid dreamer. Not always, but sometimes. Sometimes I can control what's going on in my dream. I almost always remember my dreams too. Strangely enough, I've heard people be I never remember my dreams, and I'm whoa, that's weird, because I always remember my dreams, at least a dream. I don't think there's a night goes by that I don't wake up in the morning whoa, that was wild, It's just I'm not sure how the human psyche really tries to record dreams. I also think it's strange we still don't even know why we dream. We barely even know why we sleep. We understand that we kind of recharge our batteries, but scientifically we don't know why. Because we do get plenty of energy from our food and a little bit of rest, sure, but we're not even 100% sure what sleep is, and that's wild. But we got our scientists worried about fucking looking at distant stars that we're never gonna visit in our lifetime. Which is, that's alright. That's cool. It's cool to try to understand that sort of thing, but we don't even understand our own oceans or our own psyches. Why don't we focus a little bit more here at home? Let's fix this fucking bitch. Let's fix this planet, man. And we got wildfires and tsunamis, earthquakes, and hurricanes, and terrorism, war, famine, poverty, hunger, homelessness. So many things that we could be focusing on that would make us a better race. You know, because, like, if we focused here and we really got it down and it was really, like, a really good place to be everywhere, then, alright, then go ahead and focus on the stars, you know? But we need to focus on us, on our little best ball. Without worrying about potential backup plan, like we need to get the fuck out of here type of thing. Oh, let's colonize Mars. Dude, Mars is cold, dusty, cold, and desolate. It's just fucking desolate. And even if we could, like, you know, I understand scientific discovery. You know, you want to figure some stuff out and everything. That's cool. I understand that. But when you spend billions and billions of dollars just to send one little robot to look around at rocks, when that money could have gone towards, like, education or healthcare or even our infrastructure, like, you know, fire departments and police. Take a little bit of money from the military and, like, stop giving them so much fucking money. There's so many different things, different avenues we could travel down, and we need to focus on us. And until we get enough people to actually figure that out, which I'm not saying you haven't, we need the upper ups, the people with the real money. We need them to wake the fuck up and actually step up and do it. Stop worrying about their own profits. That's moving too far into politics. I don't want to go there. But yeah, I think we need to, not just us, not you and me, because I figure you and me are probably on the same page, at least a little bit. Now, I mean, I know there's a lot of people out there, you know, they'll be like, you know, you need to help us out when you don't have money. But then as soon as you have money, you're like, fuck you, why are you taxing me? I worked for my money. Yeah, so does everybody else. And I'll tell you what, paying 25 to 30% tax off of my check, that makes a difference between whether or not I'm able to put food on the table or not. You know, if I take home a $900 check, or I get a $900 check, but I only take home $600, that's $300, and I don't get it back. And I mean, don't get on me about this. I'm not 100% sure, but as far as I'm concerned, I don't think I'm going to be getting any Social Security when I get older, even though I'm paying into it. I've never gotten any assistance. I don't get food stamps. I don't get unemployment. I don't get any of that shit. You know, if I lose a job, the next thing I do, my new job is finding a new job. I don't want to apply for fucking all those financial aids. You know, like just like even unemployment. Like, I don't want to do that. I fucking hate sitting at home. I like working for my living. That's something I pride myself in. That everything that I own, everything that I have, I've worked for. You know? Hard physical labor. I've worked my ass off. And I'm proud of that. And I think that there's a lot of you out there that have done the same. You know? You work your ass off, fucking pulling 40, 50, dude, I've done 60, 72-hour weeks. 72 hours in a week. Can you understand? That's fucking insane. And it kills you, man. So I'm not doing that shit no more. I just want my 40 hours and a decent wage, and I'll work for you. And I'll do a good job. I'll make sure I get all the details right and train people properly and have compassion for them. You know, a little bit of empathy, because people need to understand when you start something new and you've never done it before, you can't be angry at them. You know, you've been doing it for years, and I've seen it so that where people have been doing something for years and they'll get a new person and they're just like, "What are you, stupid?" type of thing. It's like, no, I just don't fucking know how you want me to do this. I want you to show me the right way, and if I don't get it right the first time, don't get frustrated because I've never done it before. You know, it might be kind of complex or something I'm not used to doing. So don't get frustrated, people, when they don't understand what they're doing, what's going on, who anybody is, where anything is in the new facility, stuff like that. You know, it's a bummer when I see people go through that, and I try to take them under my wing. Like, hey man, don't worry about him. That's just the way he is. He's a little bit of an asshole. This is where you find, the paper towel or the scrubbies or the tools or whatever, depending on where you work. This is what you're allowed to use, and this is how you use it. You got to start from the ground up. And I know it sounds mean, but you got to treat everybody kind of like they're a dummy when they're completely brand new to any sort of industry. You got to treat them like they're a dummy, but not not condescendingly. Don't be condescending about it. Just realize that they might not know anything about this. And even if they know a little bit and they're like, "Oh, I know that," and everything, it's like, whatever. And if you're learning something, just shut the fuck up and listen. If somebody's been doing something for a long time and they're trying to teach you the right way of doing something, they don't give a fuck about what you knew before. They're trying to show you what you should know now. So regardless if you've heard one or two or three things, they're going to list 20 things. So just because you've heard 3 things, shut your fucking mouth and listen to it all the way through. It helps a lot. People like me that have had to train people, a lot of people, easily hundreds of people I've trained in different jobs and everything. And that is not an overestimation at all. It might be an underestimation. But, training someone to learn something, that's a difficult task. Especially when you don't know the person. So you don't know what their mental capacity is, or what their personality is like, what their temperament is like. You don't know what's going to make them fly off the handle. Could be fucking anything, But I've met some really cool people doing it too. But then I've also met some real fucking bottom feeders. Let's just put it that way. Some people out there, man, they just somebody dropped the ball on raising them. I'm not even talking about kids. I'm talking about fucking older people and stuff too. They're just like, "Oh, I need to work," or "I'm bored at home. I don't want to be retired," or whatever and everything. And it's like, that doesn't mean come in here and get in the fucking way. Go be a greeter at a grocery store or something if that's your deal. You're just bored at being home. Go be a fucking greeter. Don't walk into a factory and then get in everybody's way and cause a health, a safety risk. Or even make my job super hard because I have to sit here and fucking train you, and I have a supervisor that's yelling at me, being like, "You need to train him." And I'm like, "I'm fucking trying. But I also have a job to do at the same time." And the guy's just not fucking getting it because he's like 60 years old and doesn't understand basic shit. And also doesn't want to listen to me because I'm younger than him. So, I mean, whatever. That's some bullshit right there. We were talking about dreams. Dreams can be amazing. I still wonder, why do we dream? You know? It's like you shut down your brain to rest, but then it goes fucking berserk and then creates this huge imaginary world inside of your head. And, like, you wake up in the morning and you're like, oh, fuck, that wasn't real. Now I have to go to work. I think it's worse when you dream about work and you don't like where you work. That's the fucking worst. So you're dreaming about work and you're just having this frustrating ass time, and then you wake up to the alarm clock going off and you're like, oh fuck. Now I have to go there and actually do it. Damn, it's like I don't get a minute off, not even during my sleep. Cheers. But, I mean, I don't know. I love my sleep. I love my sleep. It's bothering me, man. I've been having trouble sleeping lately. Don't know what it is. I've just been like waking up at like, I don't know, 2:30 in the morning-ish. Out of nowhere. I'm just like, I can't sleep. I've done a couple of these at that time. I'm not sure if I've uploaded any of those, but I know that I've had a few that I've gotten a little too hammered. I'm not sure if I'll upload those or not, but they've got some good points. It's just really drawn out. I guess this is just sort of an introduction to the fact that I want to try to get this more professional. I've got a little bit of equipment. I would like to upgrade my filming equipment. This isn't half bad. I mean, it's okay. You know. But I'd like to get a mic, background. Maybe put up some pictures of my art and stuff over here so you can see and everything. Give you a little bit more something to look at. It'd be really cool if I had like a room where I could set down a table and me and Nika could sit down and then even have someone else come in as a guest, and we have a nice, more traditional podcast like there is nowadays. We got our mics and computers so that we can look up information, check it on the spot. Maybe a producer, not my dog, he sucks. That's a joke from another podcast. Whatever. Anyhow, but like, I don't know, I guess this all started off as a thought experiment, and I figured, if I'm going to get wasted and I'm going to talk about something existential or important, something like that, like I let off a lot off my chest, and a lot of it gets lost off in existence, like completely just lost. Never thought of it again, but think about it the next day. I was like, what were we talking about? Excuse me. Still got a little bit of a cold. Getting over that. Excuse me. But yeah, I'd like to make this a little bit more of a professional show. So if y'all bear with me, little by little, I'll get my equipment together, and eventually we'll have something a little bit more professional here. That'd be nice. Have Nika as a sometimes co-host. Sometimes it'll just be me rambling like this. But, I mean, it is what it is. So anyways, all that garble aside, let's think of something existential. Have you ever seen the movie Fight Club? Because it brings up some pretty good topics. I'm not going to go into all of them. There's a lot of different topics you could bring. But I'm bringing up one of the most mundane. Soap. And how you create it from fat. And how Indians, Native Americans, would realize that, like, water flowing through the river at certain points would get their clothes cleaner and fresher than at other points of the river. And eventually they realized that it was because of the fat from, well, dead bodies oozing into the river, and like that fat helped break down like oils and dirt and stuff. It's weird. It's anti-intuitive to me, but if that's how it works, whatever. But anyhow, that's kind of crazy. That, like, our body fats can be used as both soap to clean our clothes and clean our bodies. Yeah, that's weird. But also to create, like, bombs. That's fucking crazy. God, I hate that scene in that movie. They're jumping over the liposuction clinic's fucking barbed wire fence, and I'm spilling that bag of fat all over him. Oh my god, it's just so gross. That was so fucking gross. Not a lot grosses me out, but if that were to happen to me in real life, oh my god. I don't know if I'd be able to hold my composure. Yeah, I don't know if I'd be able to hold my composure to that. That's pretty fucked up. Alright. You know what? We're gonna talk to Ava right here. Real quick. She always treats me right. Anyways, I don't know, let's have some fun here. Let's talk about fake commercials. I love doing that. I love talking about, like, making fake commercials. You come up with any fucking sketchy ass thing you can think of and then try to sell it. You know, like I have this thing, whipped turkey. It's whipped turkey. My wife hates that one. It grosses her out. Of course, alright, if we're gonna get really into it. Oh man, back in the day. Fucking his beat off. The brand you trust. Brought to you by the makers of anal drink. That's good anal drink. I'm embarrassed by even bringing it up. I was a teenager. That was funny shit though. But yeah, man, that sort of shit makes me laugh. Like you said, think of the most wild thing you can think of. How about here, let's come up with one on the fly. Cardboard towel. There you go. Cardboard towel. It's a one-use towel made of cardboard. So just grab your nearest piece of corrugated, dry yourself off, hope for the best. Don't rub too hard. I don't know. Yeah, the other day I came up with eat your hand all. Eat your hand all. Side effects include you eat your hand. Also, anything else that's bad that's going on in your life, Doesn't seem to matter as much because you just eaten your hand. Comes with a tourniquet. And he goes all like, the whole thing is just a tourniquet. Yeah, it's just a tourniquet and then you eat your hand. Whatever. Stupid. And get off your asshole. And just get off your ass. Man. Yeah, I had heard recently, like, yeah, this is like the least existential video I've been making. But I'm just trying to establish myself on YouTube a little bit and establish myself with you guys. Let you get a little bit to know about myself. But like somebody said that like if you want to get 1,000 views, you got to put up like 35 videos at least. Well, I don't have like any views, and I've got like 5 or 6. Depends on the recording of this video. Not a lot. But I also don't have a very professional setting. Could be doing this on my computer and it'd be a little bit better, but I don't want to do it on my computer. Because when I do it on my computer, I can't smoke cigarettes. This is the only room in the house that I smoke cigarettes. And I want to smoke cigarettes while I do this. So, until I come up with another room that I'm allowed to smoke cigarettes in, that looks a little nicer, this is going to be the majority of the podcasts. That's why I said I'd like to decorate the wall and stuff, so you guys at least got something to look at other than just a wall. And me. I know. That's me. This is it. But, yeah, I want to make these videos. I want to have people actually watch them. That's the main thing. I'm not worried about any sort of monetization. I think from half the shit I've already done on it, I ain't getting no money from this. The way YouTube is, I mean, it's like he's smoking pot, drinking, and smoking cigarettes, and swearing, and talking about religion, and blah, 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 you know, people are offended, everything, blah, 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 and dude, I ain't getting no money from this, I'm sure. I mean, the very best I think I could hope for is getting 1 million subscribers, and then, like, I'd get a little plaque. Just a little plaque, you know. It's like, ooh, look at that. You made an achievement. Yet earned no money. And spend as much time on this as you have, like, probably some jobs. There's times I do, like, dude, I delete a lot of these videos, but I probably make, like, 3 a day normally. And then, like, I pick one. But if they mesh together, then I might post them both. Unfortunately, a lot of the time, like, I'll lose out on data and it'll stop recording. So then I'll, like, get rid of some stuff and then start recording the next part of the video. But the next part of the video ends up longer and I gotta put them on at the same time. Or it ends up shorter. So it's, like, you'll get the last part of the video before you get the first part of the video if you're looking online, potentially. So, I need to fix that, and I also need to fix the fact of, like, well, hook up some fucking, like, an exterior, storage device. Like, whoa, I got one of those. Why aren't you using it, dumbass? Or how about the cloud? I mean, shit, I just signed up for that, so now I can fucking actually save some shit. I'm working on it, people. This will get better. One of these days I'll have an actual a little bit of a studio, a little bit of my art in the background, Nika's art in the background, make it a little bit more structured. Maybe I will start writing some stuff down. I mean, this shit is all spitballed. I've said it before, I'll say it again. It's all fucking improv, man. I'm coming up with this off the top of my head. I have to think about what I'm going to say. I don't have, like, a list of things to... And I, sucks. Like, I can think all day long and I'll have tons of ideas for this shit. But then as soon as I hit the record button, it's like, what do I say? And now I'm wasting my data and I'm wasting your time. So these things are kind of hard to do. Harder than I thought, Like at first it was easy. I was just putting down my thoughts and feelings and stuff like that. But then, like, once I started to take it a little bit more serious, it was like, well, now I need to try to think of something interesting to talk about, when that wasn't even what it was supposed to be to begin with. I wasn't even sure if I was going to upload any of them, which unfortunately I lost a lot of thoughts and feelings and stuff. But once again, that was a like format issue with YouTube that wouldn't allow me to download those things. They weren't even videos anyways, they were just like audio files. But still, you should be able to download that. I don't know. I'm sure I could get it on my computer and switch it up and everything, but I was like, fuck it. I just deleted them all. I needed room on my phone to make these videos, because every time it seems like I make one of these videos, I run out of fucking room. And my phone is at like max capacity. I'd be coming up with messages and shit like, you're about to run out of storage, and then all of a sudden, like, it'll cut out on some of them, and you're like, you can't record anymore, you're out of space. Oh, well, that sucks. I just wasted the last 25 minutes of my life. That's all. Of course, it's not a waste. Sometimes it's nice just to rant to nothing. Just sit there and rant. Feel like an old man sitting on a stoop. God damn fucking tree taking out my septic tank. Fucking. That's kind of funny. An old man on a stoop bitching about trees taking out his septic tank. When really it was the toilet paper he was using. Alright. I'm really going to think of something existential to talk about now. I covered drugs. At least the drugs that I've done. Water. Isn't that strange? How we're made of like 70 to 80% water. Our whole bodies. Don't you feel so solid though? That's strange. Cause like, I mean, I guess you got water in probably all of your cells. So they gotta be probably a similar composition, like 70% water. Strange how you can compare that to the Earth, and the fact that the Earth's surface is like 70 to 80% water. It's like 70% water. And so are we. No, that's not to say that the Earth is actually, like, if you took the entire volume, it's not necessarily 70% water. There's a lot of rock there. A lot. Another amazing fact I know is that technically, if you scaled the Earth down to the size of a cue ball, it would be smoother. Even if you include all the dips and valleys, like even from the ocean, like the Mariana Trench, and then you have Mount Everest and everything, it'd still be smoother than a cue ball if you scaled it down to that size. That's amazing to me. Like, we think like, oh, we climbed so high. Mm. Mm. Is it a cue ball? That thing will be like scaling the Marianas Trench up to Mount Everest. And that's like, that would be like at ocean level. That's where you start. That's how big that mountain is. And that's a small one. That's crazy. Because if you ever felt a cue ball, you think they're smooth as shit. Well, if you had an Earth that was the size of a cue ball, smooth as shit. Way smoother. Probably silky. Of course, crushing all those trees and stuff, it probably would be kind of velvety. That's stupid. True if you actually were holding a planet, but we're just talking about scales here. Not that it still has all the life on it. You gotta reach toward it. Everybody's like, no! Looking at the sky as this giant hand just comes in and like grabs the earth. You got those people on the sidewalk in New York or whatever. It's just like end of days, and they're like, I didn't think it was real. I've just been doing fucking Azawaka and Ioti for fucking 30 years, man. I'm out of my mind. I didn't really think it was real. Here comes the hand. And just picks you up and just like, that's nice and smooth. What does that say? Stupid. Doesn't matter. So, yeah, man. And scale is a weird fucking thing. Said it before, I'll say it again. The reason I call this artificial constructs is because that's exactly what we are, man. We're built up of small things that are built up of smaller things that are built up of smaller things that are built up of smaller things. And you know what I have to question, too, is that, like, if quarks, or, like, if cells are technically alive, they're built of atoms. Are atoms